Well, DBL is all about facts, not fear, and having some empathy. We know a lot of you are questioning things. We want to provide you information to keep you and your loved ones safe, and because knowledge is power. That's exactly right. Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live again. She has all the knowledge and the power to answer your questions about the coronavirus. And Dr. Kohli, you actually wrote us, me and Bert, my executive producer, some stuff you want to get to. So we're going to get to that too, which I thought was really helpful because we're friends. You know, I have her number. Cool. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You're looking pretty today.
You as well, my love. Well, our first question comes from Carrie. She says, my father-in-law is very ill. We don't know how long he has to live. My husband wants us to fly out to see him. I really don't want to fly right now. But if we have to, what do you suggest we do to be as safe as possible? That is a hard question, Doc.
So, Carrie, first of all, I want to say my heart goes out to you and best wishes to you and your family. And certainly if you have to fly at a time like this, I think it's important to go back to basics. So there's 4 things that I want you to remember. The first, social distancing. So more than 6 feet, no matter what you're doing, whether it's sitting on the plane, waiting in line at security, waiting for the bathroom, anything like that. Second, wipe down everything. So everything you touch or anyone else touches, like your ID, for example, or those bins at security that we have to put our stuff in, make sure you're wiping those. Third is hand hygiene. You cannot wash your hands enough or use enough hand sanitizer while you're traveling, especially when the stewardess is handing you something that you're going to eat or drink. Make sure you wipe the outside of it. Make sure you sanitize your hands before you consume anything. And then the final is to wear a mask. And remember, this again is to protect others as well as to protect yourself. So best wishes to you as you travel, and try to do those 4 things, and I think it'll keep you out of trouble.
I agree with you. And Carrie, we are thinking about you. That's not an easy question. Lindsay has a question about pets. So do I. She says, my cat's an indoor-outdoor cat and will spend his evenings roaming the neighborhood. Should I be keeping my cat inside at all times now, since animals can be carriers? And the doc, you even said cats might be more susceptible even.
So, Lindsay, I'm glad you asked this question because I want to clarify something. Animals don't give us the virus. We can give animals the virus, in particular cats. So yes, you should keep your cat inside, but not so much so to protect yourself from the cat bringing you the virus, but more because people in your neighborhood could infect your cat and give her the virus. So it's important to keep her protected.
That's a great one, and a good question for Right Meow. Yes. Joanne asks, what is the best way to dispose of a used face mask? That's a good question.
Yeah, because we have to protect the people that are picking up our trash as well, so I'm really glad you asked that. So what I've been doing is putting it in a plastic bag, like a grocery bag, tying a knot at the top, and then you can just throw it away like regular garbage. But because it has that extra layer, you really are protecting anyone that's removing your trash from also getting exposed potentially to your face mask.
Yeah, that's a good point. Trash picker-uppers, sanitation personnel, those people are heroes right now, and we owe them every respect that we can give them. Our final question today comes from Holly. She says, if someone is considered a carrier of the coronavirus, what does that mean long-term for that person once the all clear has been given? So maybe an asymptomatic person who might have it, what does that mean for them in the long term?
So, you know, if you get the virus and you recover from it, your body makes antibodies, which are ways to kind of protect yourself in the future. So it remembers how to fight the virus. So you're essentially immune to the virus. At least that's what we think for the very short term. So the good news for these people is that when we decide to release the social distancing and kind of get our lives back to normal, these are going to be the first round of people that we're actually going to release. Because not only are they protected because they have immunity against the virus, they're no longer a risk to other people. Because of their immunity, they actually can't carry the virus and spread it to others. So these are the people that actually, it's kind of the silver lining of getting the virus, is that you're no longer at risk and you're no longer a risk to others.
That's really good. Speaking of the silver lining, before we go, it's time for Dr. Kohli's silver lining, l'chaim. I was trying to do something more Jewish for me today. Today, he wanted actually to speak about the homelessness in America. Talk to us, Doc.
So, you know, Tori, we've been struggling for decades with finding a solution for homelessness in our country, and we really haven't found good solutions. And this pandemic has really made it within the span of a few weeks. We found a number of solutions for getting people off the streets. And thanks to the generosity of many hotels, a lot of homeless are now staying in hotels. And of course, places like here in Denver and other cities are actually setting up extended shelters out of old convention centers or meeting places. So it's really been effective in getting people off the street and helping them to be in a safe place and also have access to some of those resources that the rest of us have the privilege to have.
That's amazing. I always say empathy is always a silver lining right now because we're all in this. It's a one great equalizer. So if anything, we can have empathy. Thank you so much, Dr. Kohli. Dr. Kohli, of course, returns tomorrow. So if you have any questions you want answered, write to us on social media. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com. Again, there's no panic, just prevention, precautions, some news from the doc, make you feel stronger, have some empathy, and you're already starting on a good note for the day.